Well, good evening. Welcome back to our Food for Thought segment for sports betting picks and analysis. I'm just here this evening just to give you um, my best bets for the NHL, college basketball, and college football. We have a few games here that are going to be starting in about half an hour or so. So I'm going to start off with the college football. There is a game that is happening tonight. I'll get to that in one moment. Just bear with me for a minute. I'll get to that game. Now it's going to be, as we get the live odds screen up, tonight's game, it's going to be Minnesota versus Virginia Tech. This game is at 7:30 p.m., starts in about an hour or so, or 45 minutes. Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina. We look at the live odds screen now. The line opened up at, just bear with me for a moment while everything populates. I do have a bet for this game I'm going to be doing. Just a moment. Just one moment. Okay, so the line here, we see it currently right now, it's 9.5. Total is 43.5. So what I have here, the pick in this game I have, it's Minnesota. I'm taking Minnesota. There are actually two bets I'm doing for this game. I'm going to be doing the first half, 6.5, Minnesota in the first half, and minus 9.5. I'll be taking both those bets. You can even get up some of it at 10, but I'm taking the 9.5 full game, 6.5 first half. Their quarterback Mac Brosmer is available. He is a key to the team's success. He had a solid season. 60% of his throws, he's completed at least 60% of his throws, and one interception in his last 7 games. So he's been pretty sharp. Now, Daniel Jackson is not going to be available. He'll have Darius Taylor for the running game. So that's very, very important. So Minnesota will have a balanced attack on the offensive side of the ball with running and passing. And Minnesota's defense is too much for Virginia to handle. So again, the Minnesota quarterback will have a field day in terms of exploiting and exposing the Virginia Tech secondary. So that's the reason why I like Minnesota here. I think they dominate the ball from the jump on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. They're more of the superior team to me. So I like Minnesota here. I had the 9.5, and I like them in the first half, 6.5 to cover the first half as well. I like both. I like them on both angles. So that's the game I like for the bowl game. The next we're gonna do the NHL, the National Hockey League. Again, we have a few games here that I like for our best bet for hockey. First game up for the NHL. Just one moment as I pull up the ad screen here. Just bear with me. Okay, so the first game I like here. Let's see. Pittsburgh versus Florida. The total is 6 goals. The last 10 meetings between these two teams, 6-4. Florida has the edge. The total has been 5-5. In general, Pittsburgh 5-4 and won last 10 games, 6-4 to the over. Florida in general against other teams, 5-5 last 10, 3-6 to the under. Now these teams have played already. They played earlier last month. The first game went over 5-4. Pittsburgh in overtime. So the last two games have gone over between these two teams. Let's see. In this game here, this game's a pass. I have no opinion on the game. No side or opinion on the game itself. As for the total, no opinion. As for the side in this game, let's see. I would take. Let's see. I would take Pittsburgh if I had to lean. I'd take Pittsburgh plus money, like on the puck line. If you're betting puck lines, I do Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh plus 1.5 goals. I would take that if you're looking for a side. That's a lean. That's my recommendation, but I'm not playing it. But that's what I would recommend you to do. Next game, Montreal, Chicago. Total is 6 goals. Last 10 meetings, 6-4 Montreal, 1-9 to the under. In general, last 10 meetings, 7-3, 5-3-2 to the over Montreal. Last 10 meetings, Montreal 3-7, 6-3 to the over. Chicago's lost 5 straight games. Montreal has won 3 straight. I would still take Montreal. Montreal in this game, I would definitely take Montreal. Montreal on the money line until Chicago can prove that they could enter a losing streak and win a game. I would take Montreal. Montreal in the last, they've won the last 4 meetings in this series. That's another reason why I would take Montreal. So they've dominated Chicago. So I would definitely take them, and plus Chicago's lost 3 straight. So I would not want to step in front of Chicago on a losing streak. So Montreal for me, if I had to make a recommendation on this game. Montreal money line. Next game, Ottawa at St. Louis. Total is 5.5. Head to head, 6-4 St. Louis, 5-5 the over under. Ottawa against other opposition, 7-3 last 10 games, 1-6-3 to the under. St. Louis against other opposition, 4-4-2 last 10 meetings, 4-6 to the under. They have played already. They played in early October, and they had went over 8-1. It did go over the total. Last 2 meetings have gone over. Despite both teams, yeah. So last 2 meetings have gone over. Yeah, I would definitely take the over 5.5 here. Yeah, I would definitely take the over 5.5. Again, Ottawa, I'd say in this meeting, for my take here, I can actually see a duplicate of what happened in October, where Ottawa can, although Ottawa is in the last 10 games 1-6-3 to the under, I can see them breaking out of that. They're scoring. They're averaging about 3 goals per game, especially in this stretch, the last 7 meetings. So I can see them getting 3 goals. And St. Louis, they're averaging about 3 goals as well. So combine that the last few games between these two teams, I would say over. Ottawa on average averaging 3 goals, St. Louis on average averaging barely 3 goals. So I would take the 5.5. I would take the over 5.5. Now, if you want to, you can take Ottawa team total over 3.5 goals. That's another option that you can do if you don't trust St. Louis to put up a lot of goals. Since they're slightly playing towards the under the last few games. I know the last two games the total it went up. It went up. They have been scoring the last two games, especially in the rematch. They had on December 31st, New Year's Eve. They had played, and this game went over. It was 4-2. It was 6-2 at 5.5 goals. So this is the rematch basically. This one's in St. Louis. So again, I'm sorry. I'm giving you I'm saying against Chicago. Sorry about that. This is the second game. This is the second game that they're playing. This Chicago, St. Louis and Ottawa. I gave you the wrong information here. Sorry. So this I can say I don't see anything changing. That was what I meant to say. Because currently, right now, Ottawa's averaging 3 goals. St. Louis barely getting 3. So I can see this getting over 6 goals. That's the reason why I would take them. I would bet over 5.5. Hope I didn't confuse anybody, but that's what I would take. Over 5.5 goals, Ottawa, St. Louis. I would jump on that. Next game, Anaheim and Edmonton. Total 6.5 goals. This one here. Head-to-head 8-2 last 10 games, 8-2 to the over. So the last 5 meetings have gone over, including when they played December 29th, a few days ago, or last week. So I don't see anything changing here within the last 5 days or so. I still see this going over, especially when they've gone over 5 straight times. So I would definitely bet over 6.5 goals. This is my second favorite pick. Anaheim, Edmonton over 6.5 goals. So I would definitely take that. The final game we have is Nashville, Vancouver. This game is in Vancouver. Total is 5.5 goals. Head-to-head meetings. Head-to-head 7-3. Vancouver 5-5 the last 10 games. They have played November of this year. I'm sorry, November of last year, excuse me. They had played. And it was 5-3 Vancouver. I'm sorry, 5-3 Nashville in Vancouver. So Nashville won in Vancouver. So again, this game is in Vancouver again for the second meeting. Nashville last 10, 6-4 to the over, 4-5-1 last 10. Vancouver's last 10, 4-3-3, 5-5 the over under. So, looking this further, let's see here. So Nashville's lost 3 in a row. They have not won a game on this 5-game road trip. They're 0-3 on the 5-game road trip. They're not doing too well. Barely averaging 3 goals, 2.5 goals. So they're really not doing well. I have not played this, but I would take the team total for Vancouver over 3.5 goals. I would take that. I would lean that way. It's a lean, but I have not played it. But that's my opinion. Lean over 3.5 goals, and you can take Vancouver on the money line unless Nashville can beat Vancouver. I know Nashville beat them already, but this is a different situation now where Nashville has lost 3 straight, and I think Vancouver can actually win this game. They can win a game and beat them. I know that the last few times Nashville has come into Vancouver and won the last two times, but I'm gonna stick to Vancouver here. I think Vancouver can win this game. Vancouver is an underdog, so I would lean Vancouver plus 1.5 goals, and lean towards over 3.5 goals. So I would lean towards the plus 1.5 goals on the puck line. I would take that over the total. I lean that way. So that's my take for the NHL. So college basketball quickly. I do have some plays here. Two plays for the college basketball. Michigan at Ohio State. I like under 148.5. I think this is going to be a defensive battle. I know this based on the history of these two teams. So I would take this between the history of these two teams. I would look at the over. I'm sorry, under 148.5. 148. It's now 149. I still take the under. Like I said, based on the history of these two teams, the last head-to-head they're 6-4, 4-6 to the under, 4-6 against the spread. Ohio State they've been covering. This game is in Ohio State, so when the game is in Ohio State, Michigan has won in Ohio State. When the game's in Michigan, Ohio State's won in Michigan. So I would lean towards Michigan State as well, and I lean towards the under. This is again 149. The last two meetings have gone under. It was under 138 of last year, February 25th in Michigan, 139. I know it's 149 now. I'd still take the under based on the history, and I personally would take Michigan plus 2.5. That's just my opinion on that. I like what Michigan's doing with Izzo. Very reputable, respectful head coach who can go in there and I wouldn't put it past Michigan to win this game. I think Michigan can win the game. So I would definitely take Michigan and the points. I like that. So definitely I would take Michigan and the points and the under 149.5. That's my pick of the day. And that does it for today. That does it for my picks and analysis. Again, stay true to yourself, stay blessed. Again, believe in yourself. Cash those tickets. Good luck. And we'll talk tomorrow. Have a good day. Peace.